Saving all your exercise for the weekend can be just as effective as spreading it out during the week, according to a study published in the medical journal JAMA. Doing the recommended 150 weekly minutes of workouts over a couple of days has the same benefits as doing them throughout the week, the study found. These benefits included lower risks for heart disease, stroke, and many other health issues. Weekend warriors were also no more likely to pull, tear, or break something. A new dog illness has been spotted across the country. The main symptom is a strong cough, often with a honking sound. It's been reported in a few states, but likely has spread across the U.S., veterinarians say. The disease seems to spread when dogs are near each other, so try to avoid locations such as boarding kennels, parks, or groomers. If you suspect your dog may be ill, see a vet as soon as possible. There's no treatment for this specific illness, but vets can treat secondary illnesses that may arise. That's your AARP Minute. See you tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Teresa Collins, and I am an Executive Council member for AARP Illinois. AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. AARP Illinois is proud to represent all those who are 50 plus in Illinois and our 1.7 million members. And we thank you for the opportunity to be your wise friend and fierce defender. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life for all as we age, leading positive social change and delivering value to members through advocacy, service, and information. At AARP, we know that staying fit is one of the pillars of healthy living, and we want to help you on your fitness journey. Physical activity can boost memory, improve thinking, and even lower dementia risk. It's not too late to start. AARP is proud to offer today's virtual event to start or continue you on your fitness journey. Have a wonderful class and enjoy.
Hi, and welcome to our chair yoga class today. I'm Gail with SSP Senior Services Plus, and we're delighted to share our classes together with our AARP community. I always like to begin our classes with a little reading, a little poem. This is about yoga itself, taken from Deanna Falls. It's called Yoga is a Lifeline. Yoga is a lifeline, a practice joining body, heart, and mind to the invisible grace and energy of the divine. Aligned with that vast truth, we can do whatever life calls on us to do, filled to overflowing with wisdom, love, and reminders of the infinite goodness from which our soul self springs. The intention and focus we bring to the practice is paid back 1,000-fold in the unmasking of our soul's own beauty. Yoga is a lifeline. So as we begin, I'll invite you to find a chair that works well for you, that is comfortable for you, preferably that doesn't have any arms on it so that you can have full and easy movements. And then just invite yourself to settle in, take full, deep, relaxing breaths. The toes are pointed straight ahead. The heels are flat onto the ground. The bottom of the feet are anchored into the floor, which we imagine as the earth. Imagine that you have roots growing right out of the very bottom of your feet, anchoring you right into the earth. Or our chair yoga class, where we combine mind, body, soul, and emotion into our practice. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Just allow your hands to rest gently onto the lap. Let's begin by letting the right ear, I'm letting my right ear drop over to the right shoulder. We're not going to force it, we're just going to allow it to happen in a nice, easy, smooth rhythm. And we're going to take the right hand and just cross over. Maybe it reaches the ear, maybe it doesn't. So allowing the weight of the arm to gently nudge that ear a little bit closer to the shoulder. And just let your breathing be nice and easy as you settle in. Let the fingertips of the left hand then come up and start gently massaging any areas, back of the neck, on down into the shoulder area. We can just feel those little pockets of tension, maybe little pieces of knots. And you're just going to gently massage that area, inviting the neck. You may feel some little cracks and pops. You hear them like I do. Just letting the neck open up and feeling nice and soft and easy. You may notice that as you do this for a little while, your body feels a little bit warmer, and you can feel those muscles relax. And maybe your ear is going a little bit further down towards the shoulder. We're not trying to make that happen. Just effortlessly it can happen. Excellent. Now just let the left hand float down to the lap, the right hand as well. Let the head float back to that neutral position. The eyes looking straight ahead. We imagine that we have a beautiful golden thread starting at the base of the spine, lifting us up, 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 lifting the crown of the head up into the heavens. Good. The shoulders, the ears, and the hips are all in alignment. Now we're going to let the left ear fall over towards the left shoulder, noticing the differences that you may notice on one side and the other. And let the left hand come up over the top of the head. Maybe the fingertips reach down towards the right ear. Maybe they get there, maybe they don't. We're not trying to force it. We're just letting the weight of the arm nudge our ear down a little bit closer to that shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking the fingertips of the right hand. Once again, being your own massage therapist as you gently massage the back of the neck, the back area, making your way over, along the shoulder. Just doing some massages, feeling, be your own massage therapist. Just get in there and say, oh yeah, that would feel really sweet right there. And linger there for just a bit. When we begin our yoga classes, we're always invited to set an intention. What particular energy would you like to yoke your yoga practice with today, to take with you as you leave into the greater community? One more little massaging place, and then allow that right hand to float down to the lap, and then the left hand, and the head comes back up to that neutral position with the eyes looking straight ahead. Excellent. Now we're going to allow the chin to drop down towards the chest. We're not going to have it go all the way down, just a little gentle forward movement towards that area. Then take the fingertips of the right hand and come back in that little indentation right in the back of the head. And start making circles. It's the occiput, the occipital area right there. If you can't find that, maybe lessen up on the amount of distance that you're taking the chin down towards the chest. Create a little bit of slack and find that area. And then start massaging in circles in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. Paying attention to the subtle body. What little jolts of energy might you be experiencing? Be attentive to that. One last circular movement there, and then we're going to let the hand fall down to the lap. The head floats back up to that neutral position with the eyes looking straight ahead. And now we're going to let the head fall back between the shoulders. As we look up, we're not going to force that. We're just going to allow it to do that in its own gentle, easy way. And then take the fingertips of both of the hands, like that Adam's apple, and then bring the hands into the points where the collarbone meets. And then tap all along the collarbone to the shoulders. And then back again to that meeting place. So we're tapping up and down the collarbone to the shoulders and back. As we move through our yoga practice, we invite ourselves to pay attention to these three things. First, breath. Are we allowing the body to breathe itself in a natural, smooth, easy rhythm? Or are we tensing, tightening, clenching, waiting to exhale? Secondly, sensations. What particular physical things do you notice in the bones, joints, tendons, ligaments, blood flow, nerve ending impulses? Anything physical. And then thirdly, emotions. How does it make you feel? Those issues in our tissues. One last movement, up and down those collarbones to the shoulders. Excellent. And then we'll just let the hands float down to the lap. Pause, take a little breath. And then we're going to let the hands fall down to the side and give them a shake. Shake it out. We're going to come into our loose sleeves, loose coat sleeves. So imagine we have a jacket draped over our shoulders, but we're not going to put our arms in the sleeves. So our body is going to be in this beautiful elongation. And then we're going to let the arms swing to one side as we look to that side, and then swing to the opposite side. Swinging back and forth in this gentle little twist. The belly is engaged. We're not drawing the belly all the way back to the back of the spine, but we are using the belly muscles gently. We're engaging our core. Even as we do these little twisting motions, this is two of the ways that the spine can move. Even as you do this, you can feel your core doing the work. Always reminding yourself, you are the boss of you. Just make this class be your class. Just make whatever adjustments that suit your purposes today, this day, in these moments. go to one side and then to the other side. And as we finish that, we just let the hands fall down to the side and give them a good shake. We're going to let the hands fall open with the palms facing opposite walls. And we're going to make our way to the top of the head with both of the hands. The spine is erect. We have that beautiful elongated posture. The belly is engaged. The ears, shoulders, and the hips are in alignment. And we're going to let those arms float up to the shoulder height. Palms are facing upward. And as we begin, we're going to wiggle the pinkies on both hands. Float. Then the ring fingers on both hands. Float. Then the middles on both hands. Float. Then the pointers. Float. The thumbs. Float. We're at the top. We're going to give ourselves a little hand clapping together. Pausing. We're going to take a 6-count inhale through the nose. So you take a slow inhale, counting to 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Excellent. Now flip so the backs of the palms are touching. And now let's take a 6-count exhale, also through the nose. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Then let's let the arms float down to shoulder height. This time the palms are facing downward. And in our return trip back, we're going to start with the thumbs. We're going to shake it up a little bit. Float, pointers, float, middles, float, rings, float, pinkies, float, back to the starting place and give it a good shake. Excellent. Make sure you're in good alignment. Check yourself so that the feet are perfectly parallel. My tendency is to have my right foot sneak up ahead of my left one. And we jot down our observations on our own personal little notebook just so that we can kind of be good witnesses to our own lives and what's going on. Round 2. Palms are open to opposite walls. Arms float up to shoulder height. Palms are reaching upward. We begin with pinkies. Float. Rings. Float. Middles. Float. Pointers. Float. Thumbs. Float. We're back to the top. We're going to clap. Pause. Take a 6-count inhale through the nose. You know the count. Flip. So the backs of the palms are touching. Now a 6-count exhale, also through the nose. Arms float down to shoulder height. Palms are facing downward. Returning, we begin with thumbs. Float. Pointers. Float. Middles. Float. Rings. Float. Pinkies. Float. Back to the starting place and give it a good shake. Round 3, last round. This time, just pay attention to whether or not for yourself, you notice that it's easier for you to isolate fingers simultaneously on each hand when the Palms are facing up or down. You cannot be wrong. It's just your observation of what it is for you. Maybe you're one of those people that's equally talented both ways. And maybe if after you do this for a while, you notice your pattern, but then something shifts, we be attentive to that. We're attentive to that. Last round, here we go. Arms float up to shoulder height. Palms are reaching upward. We start with pinkies, rings, middles, pointers, thumbs. We're at the top, flat. Pause, a 6 count inhale through the nose, please. Flip, so back so the palms are touching. A 6 count exhale also through the nose. Arms float down to shoulder height. On our final trip home, we begin with thumbs, pointers, middles, rings, pinkies, and we're back home and we're going to give it a good shake. When we slow our breathing down to a 6 count on the inhale and a 6 count on the exhale, that means that we are taking 5 breaths per minute, which is 1/3 of the rate that the average healthy adult takes, which is 15 breaths per minute. So that's really a nice pace to settle on. Let's see how that works out for you. Now we're going to come into our seated cow-cat, otherwise known as spinal extension and flexion. So find a place that gives you good stability. Once again, checking on your alignment, maybe letting your hands come to the bottom of the seat of the chair. Let the head fall back between the shoulders as we're looking up. This is our cow part of our pose, or our spinal extension. You might want to see if you can imitate what we just did in that 6-6 pattern of breathing. As we look up and inhale in our cow, our spinal extension, and the counterpart to that pose is the cat, where we draw the belly to the back of the spine, round the shoulders, drop the chin to the chest. As we look down, exhale for our cat or our spinal flexion. This is the forward and backward movement of the spine. Just go slowly at your own pace, seeing if you can go a little bit more slowly than you ordinarily think you might go. Spinal extension. Spinal flexion. The backward and forward movement of the spine. The belly is engaged. We're going slowly, taking those slow breaths. We're nourishing our body with that chi, that beautiful life force energy. Wherever you are in your process, please finish one last full, complete cow-cat. Spinal extension and flexion. And as you finish that, tuck the chin to the chest. Slowly let the head roll back up to that neutral position with the eyes looking straight ahead. Release the hands to the side. Give them a nice little shake. We're going to come into it's sometimes called Kundalini circles or our energy circles. You can think of it however you would wish to think of it. I'm going to let the hands come to the tops of the hips, the sides of the waist. If you can, see if you can have your hands in a place where you can feel your core doing the work. Once again, check on your alignment. And we're going to lunge forward, having a little pause. We're going to take a sip of breath, and then we're going to begin moving in one direction. I usually like to start on my right side first. You can start wherever you wish. We're going to take one full, complete circle, which is a complete inhale and exhale without stopping. See how slow you can go, how low you can go, how wide you can go, how deep you can go as you do this circle. When the head falls back between the shoulders, as when we are in our cow or our spinal extension, I always like to think of myself as going under that limbo stick. How far back can I go? This completes my inhale. Then the exhale begins as we make our way back to the starting place. This is all one smooth, fluid, constant, uninterrupted breath. For these energy circles, this is it. We envision that energy swirling all up and down the spine, unleashing that beautiful energy throughout our whole entire bodies. Once again, taking a count of 6 on the inhale till the head falls back between the shoulders. And then the exhale, so it goes around in that opposite direction to take us back to the starting place. Wherever you are in your process, please finish one last full, complete energy circle. You get back to the starting place, have a little pause, check on your alignment, and prepare to go in that opposite direction. Belly is engaged. Starting to take that sip of breath first, and then movement follows. It seems like a fairly slight nuance of difference. However, if you think about it, it surely makes sense, because as we inflate our diaphragm, as we wait to begin our movements until after we've initiated that first inhale, that allows us to take deeper, fuller, richer movements. Notice the differences that you notice going in this direction and compared comparison to the first. My cracking and popping and grinding and crunching is so loud on this side. If the microphone is pretty good, you'll probably hear it. It's just good to be aware of these things about ourselves. Hearing those different things, jotting down our observations, noticing what it feels like. So wherever you are in your process, please finish your last full, complete circle, our energy circles, noticing your observations and jotting them down, the differences between one side and the other. As you get back to the starting place, have a little pause, tuck the chin to the chest, and slowly roll that head back up to that neutral position. Fantastic. Let the hands slide down to the side and give them a good shake. Now let's bring the arms out in front. The palms are facing down. And we're going to open and close the hands at varying speeds. So fast, slow, like you're going through a big tub of thick molasses. Fast, slow, like you're just squishing through that molasses, like you used to make your gingerbread cookies during the holidays. Fast and slow. Now we're going to let the hands twist so that the backs of the palms are facing each other as we do the same thing. Fast, slow. Fast, slow. Fast, slow. Good job. Now turn so that the palms are facing each other. Fast, slow. Fast, slow. Fast, slow. And finally, turn so that the palms are facing upwards. This one is the most challenging for me. That's why I do it last. Palms are facing upward. Fast, slow. Fast, slow. Fast and slow. Let the arms fall down to the side and give them a good shake. Each of our hands has 27 bones in it. So that's 54 bones. So that is over 1/4 of the bones in the healthy adult person. We want to keep them moving, and to say nothing of the fact that if we put in all the little different aches and pains, and sometimes bigger ones that we experience, particularly as we age, it's good to keep everything moving as we can. Let's see if we can find ourselves coming to standing. Just take your time. We're not in any rush. You can find a place where you can use your chair as a balance for yourself, if you wish. So we're going to take the feet and spread them about hip distance apart. You know how we did those energy circles as we were seated? We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to be standing. So we're going to get those nice big movements in our hips, juicy hips. So you can kind of imagine that you're doing hula hoop, but one of those weighted lit up hula hoops. I bet you some of you were hula hoop champions back in the day, right? So just bend the knees a little bit and then start making big, fat, wide, low, slow, deep movements going in one direction. Juicy hips. One out of every 3 of us, age 65 plus, the statistics are that we will experience a fall within the calendar year. So we want to keep ourselves stable and flexible and have that ability to remain upright, trying to prevent a fall. So first of all, we don't want to be one of those people who experiences a fall. And secondly, if we did fall, we want to be able to know how to do it wisely and to recover quickly. We want to do these little balance things and keep ourselves strong. The biggest indicator of our ability to remain upright and to age gracefully at home is the strength in our legs and in our buttocks. We want to do strengthening movements. One last circle going in this direction, and as we finish that, we'll just let the body come into standing and take a little breath, and then we'll go in that opposite direction. So bend those knees, and then we'll take our hula hoop in slow motion. Juicy hips. Those ball and socket joints, hips and shoulders. You have a lot of similar anatomy, being ball and socket joints. We keep them going. What difference do you notice when you move in one direction or the other? Jot down your observations in your notebook. Keeping the belly engaged. Let's take one last full complete circle going in this direction. And as we complete that, we get back to the starting place. And we just let the hands dangle down and give them a good shake. And now we're just going to bend the knees ever so slightly. The feet can come closer together. They don't have to be touching each other, but just closer together. We're going to place our hands right above the knees. And then we're going to make those ankle circles or those knee circles. There's thought to be a youthful line of energy that swirls around the ankles. And when we do this, oh yeah, that unleashes that fountain of energy. So we're making those circles going in one direction, the knees. And then we'll go in that opposite direction. What differences do you notice when you go in one direction or the other? Just be attentive to those types of things. You're doing a great job. One last circle going in this direction with the knees. Excellent. Now let's just let the hands slide down to the outside of the legs, as far down as you can go. You don't have to make it all the way down to the floor, just wherever your body naturally goes. Your knees can be bent. And then we're going to slide back up those outside of those legs and spread those arms wide, reaching up, 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 up. Bring those prayer hands together, bringing the prayer hands to heart center. And we're going to find ourselves back in our seat. Just take your time. Take your time, and as you get back, just let the hands fall to the left. Just take a little breath. Excellent. Now we're going to let the arms come out to the side. Palms are down and up and down and up, down and up and down and up. We're going to let the right hand cross over to find the left shoulder. The left hand is going to come over, find right shoulder. Give yourself a nice big hug just because you're so darn lovable. Very good. Now, let the arms twist to the right while the head follows as you inhale. And then they twist to the opposite side as you exhale. So shoulders and head are going to the same side, following the inhale and exhale patterns as we slow ourselves down for our final resting. This is a slow, slow movement. And just come back to that neutral position. This time, the only thing different we're going to do is twist the arms to one side while we twist the head to the opposite side. We're still doing the inhaling and the exhaling. We're just switching it up with the head looking to that opposite side that the shoulders are. One last one. And then we'll release the hands. Bring the palms together, spreading the fingers wide, rubbing to generate just a little bit of warmth. Thanking yourself for taking the time out of your very busy schedule for your yoga practice. Bringing prayer hands together at heart center with the thumbs gently touching the sternum. Feeling the beating of the heart and the rhythm of the breath. Reminding yourself of your intention. Thank you for sharing your yoga practice together. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May all beings be happy and healthy and peaceful
and live with ease. May all of your intentions come to fruition. The light in me sees and honors that same light in you. Namaste.